Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was Raised as the Secret Son of Hera and Zeus? And yeah, guys, it is an unscripted story and somewhat of my idea because it is inspired by two of my OG subscribers. One of my OG subscriber and one of a new one, Spidey X Arco and Short Circuit. That is his name. So yeah, moving onwards, both of them have been suggesting quite a banger filled ideas. One of the guy's idea I don't understand because there are a few plot holes. Hopefully he will be able to give me an answer and I will be able to make his idea. I'm waiting for you, Short Circuit. And Spidey, I'm gonna make your idea the whole story as you said once I return from the vacation because the idea is banger, and I think I'm gonna go with a single ship in the story. In that one, in this one, I'm gonna go with the harem one because obviously you like harem, so yeah, I know. So make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Apollo Chigai channel as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato on October 9th in nighttime. It was supposed to be the peaceful night like any other in the said village, but it turned out to be the greatest disaster in the history of the elemental nations and since the birth of Konoha itself. Because Kyubi no Yoko, the strongest Biju known to the whole elemental nation, descended upon them. People, they were running around like headless chickens. Some of the brave men, bravest of the all, formed a line of defense of a sort between the village, their home, and their enemy, the strongest Biju. They all knew that it was a suicide mission, but they had no other choice. Someone had to do it. Taking the charge was the retired Hokage, an old man Hiruzen Sarutobi, who was forced to come out of his retirement this evening. And he was fighting valiantly and bravely, giving commands left and right, making sure that the people were alive in this losing situation as well. Until a huge shadow loomed over them again. But this time it was an ally. It was a toad from the Toad Summoning Clan. It headbutted the huge titan, and the clash between the two ensued. Seeing this as an opportunity, Minato gave the command of charge to one of the Anbus as he arrived towards Minato, who was now present on the battlefield. But Hiruzen was shocked to see that he wasn't alone, because he has brought an infant child there. Minato, are you insane? This is a battlefield. Why have you brought an infant here? Hear me out, Hokage-sama. Hokage, what do you mean? I'm not gonna be the Hokage after this night. You might have to retake the position, said Minato with a smile. Quit joking, Minato. This is not the time to joke around. I'm not joking. I'm gonna use the Reaper Death Seal to seal the Biju away. You think I'm gonna let you? But before Minato could do that, a masked person appeared from the vortex. No! Minato lunged towards his child, but before he could, the man grabbed the kid and yanked it with him towards the time-space. And what he did, he threw the child, in there. And arrived. What have you done? Where is my son? That boy will never be anywhere. What? What do you mean? I left him in time-space, Minato. You make minor visits there when you are using the Harishin. Find a way and you will see. Or, well, what is remained of him. Time and space. I use it through my eyes. I know what is inside of it. And that boy will not come out from there. The man said what he said, and it was most of true. Konoha was doomed. The Kyubi crushed it over. Most of the people died, and by the next sunrise, it was a disaster. Some of the people survived, such as Minato, his wife Kushina, barely clinging on to her life, and now mourning the death of their son. And the guilt has crushed Minato. As now we go towards the said child to see that, in a wounded state, in that void, he traveled and arrived to the other side of the void by sheer luck and willpower, or maybe some divine intervention. God knows what it was, but he made it somehow there. There, in the domain of chaos itself, the creator of everything. Seeing a child that was pure and hasn't been touched, but in a wounded and critical state. Chaos sent it to a place it knew that it would make the most sense. Now we go towards Mount Olympus that resided now in America. They had just recently moved there because wherever there was the will of civilization, the flames, the Olympus moved there, not being stuck in Greek. The Greek gods now resided there and were settling into their new home. And as soon as they arrived, Zeus being Zeus, the king of gods, and, well, someone who was known for his affairs, couldn't keep it in and had gotten a woman pregnant. And this has crushed Hera. This was supposed to be their new beginning, in a new place, in a new home. You lied to me, Zeus. You lied. After all these centuries, I was a fool to believe that you would fulfill your promise to me. Hera, please listen. You need to. I'm done, Zeus. As Zeus halted. What? I'm done believing in your lies. I'm done being the one who is hurt. I'm done being considered the cold wench who cannot take and stomach the child of her husband with other women. As now we see, a bright light emerged. As things could got worse, there laid in front of them a wounded child who was crying in agony. As she looked towards the child, the mortal child that was in front of her, and then towards Zeus. Is this your doing? No, How did this child get here? Zeus, if you think that... As that is when they noticed that the child was gravely wounded. Oh my god. He's... By Rhea, he's wounded. As Hera arrived there, and then, seeing the child, she, or something within her, her maternal side spoke to her. She picked the child up, very gently and carefully, and then she gutted her head. Her golden blood dropped into the wounds of the said child. What are you doing, Hera? I'm saving him. But your own blood? You know what this means? Yes. Give me your blood, Zeus, and give me an oath. No more betrayals. No more demigods. Fine. And Zeus, trying to make his wife happy, agreed. And so, from the blood that was shared between Zeus and Hera, saved the little baby boy. What is his name going to be, though? He looked Eastern, a little bit. I know just the name. It was something that Apollo was babbling about, that I found quite cute. Naruto. The fish cake? No. I heard Poseidon say that it also meant maelstrom. Said Zeus, humming in quiet thought. I like it, he said, stroking his beard. I don't want him to be raised here amongst the others. Then where would he be raised? In the camp? No. Since he is our child, I would rather raise him somewhere safe. Somewhere far away. Hera, are you? Yes. I am serious, Zeus. And remember your oath. You have sworn. I know. As now we see, Zeus brought Hera and their newborn child Naruto to an island. An island where, with his powers and a snap of his finger, he erupted a cabin that resided more like a villa. This is a cabin. I know it is quite small than our temple up on Mount Olympus, but it will do, Zeus. Naruto will be raised here. I made sure that there are endless supplies here, so the boy wouldn't run out. As Hera then said, would you not pick him up? I have to go change. This dress is stained with the blood. I see. And as Hera left, Zeus was the one holding on to Naruto. I gotta hand it to you, child. You arrived just in the nick of time to save your old man's neck, huh? Maybe you're not all that bad. Maybe I should give in to thought of, well, really treating you like my son and giving you what you truly need, a true father. And see how things go. I mean, it didn't go well with Ares and Hephaestus, but I want things different for you. Hopefully, you won't turn out like them. And so, now we see Hera arrived, and that was the day that life of Naruto Uzumaki, now turned Naruto, son of Hera and Zeus, a god, no longer a mortal, began on an island where Zeus as an infant child was raised. As time passed by, 20 years later we see Naruto was a grown-up 20-year-old. He has stopped aging after reaching that age and was currently training with the weapon of his father. Naruto, after growing up, has begun his training. He was learning politics as well as other qualities of a king from his mother herself, while Zeus was training him physically into the domains that he has granted his son. Since his blood was shared directly, Naruto had a connection with sky itself, and Naruto could even fly because he was enjoying it. And not only that, he could use lightning to an extreme extent to the point that it would, well, rival Zeus or even was greater. And Zeus at first felt threatened until he realized Naruto looked at him with a smile on his face and was not in a way egotistical and was completely like a son who was looking for his approval and recognition. And Zeus, remembering his word, gave Naruto just that, an approval, a recognition. As back on Mount Olympus, we see Hera and Zeus were arrived there for a winter solstice meeting, while Naruto was told to remain inside on that day because gods would watch over the whole world while deciding. And so Naruto agreed. As Hera and Zeus were inside their temple, they were sitting in silence preparing until Hera noticed that Zeus was not. Zeus, what is going on with you? I'm sorry, what? You apologized. That's a first. Nothing. I was just thinking. That's all. What? What were you thinking? It's about Naruto. What about him? Asked Hera, because she has been quite extremely protective over him. Unlike her other children, Naruto was someone who respected her, was raised by her, and loved her. Not, well, like in a way that like Ares or Hephaestus did, but really adoration and love and respect that she always wanted, a perfect family and a perfect child. So she was obviously protective. Maybe I think it is time that quote Mount Olympus had a successor. As Hera gasped, you're thinking of stepping down? Yes. I am thinking of stepping down. And since Naruto is of that age, maybe it is time we introduce him. When do you want that to happen? After I give him his present on his next birthday. That is in a few months. Yes, I know. Until then, Naruto might have to wait. And so, now we see. Naruto was unaware, while Zeus and Hera were preparing something for him. They visited as usual until a year passed. Naruto turned 21 and the events of Percy Jackson began. As now we see, there was thunder booming, but there was no lightning. Naruto had sensed that. As instead of his parents that day, as they were supposed to meet and give him his present, there was a knock on the door as Naruto with narrowed eyes arrived there. Who is it? It's me, Hestia. Zeus and Hera told me that I need to be here to receive you, Naruto. It seems that you were aware, Aunt Hestia, said Naruto, as he looked at her and paused. His eyes widened, and so did Hestia's as she blushed a little bit because of, well, the presence that was in front of her. He was a mixture of, well, Zeus and Hera, yes, because of their divine blood and a few facial features changing, but he was also quite handsome in his own. His eyes, although a little bit hard, were holding a little bit of warmth in them. And he had striking features and 3 whisker marks on each side of his face. A critical situation has erupted on Mount Olympus. And as per the order of our late king, what do you mean by that? Aunt Hestia, I have to bring you there, Naruto. And so, Naruto was brought by Hestia to the Council of the Gods, where Poseidon and the others were in chaos because their king and queen have been poisoned. and they are in a critical condition. A cure needs to be found. Apollo is trying, in the meanwhile, trying his best to stabilize them. But he needs the cure. And the cure is only found in the pits of Tartarus itself, where the Titans reside. As Naruto arrived there, as soon as he did, Astia revealed everything to them. And now we see Athena's eyes narrowed. Why did father chose you alongside with Hera? You were a mortal born. That would be true, Athena. But I was the most closest to them, even after all the years you spent. So I know them. And whoever did this, he will pay. There's one more thing, nephew. Your father and I know, uncle. Aunt told me. My father was many things. Paranoid as well, but one thing he was not, and that was a liar. Zeus was one of the biggest liar of the centuries, kid. Not to me, he wasn't, said Naruto with narrowed eyes, as his facial features married those of Zeus. As Poseidon said, so you want a war then? Because I would be more than gladly to give you that. I don't want any war with you, but your child will go, as per his orders, to recover the lightning bolt until the winter solstice meeting. I see. I will see to that, said Poseidon with a small frown on his face. Do not be like that, uncle. I'm doing this for his own good. And besides, I'm gonna make sure that he's protected from my father's wrath. You will? Yes. I swear on River Styx, as thunder boomed. You do know that swearing on that river is going to have consequences, son of Zeus. Yes, daughter of Zeus, I know, said Naruto, looking towards Artemis as her eyes narrowed. You have quite the ego within you, like our dear father. I don't have ego. At least I don't believe myself to have one. If anything that I need is indeed the support of all of you. We need to find out who poisoned the king and queen of Mount Olympus, and put them in this situation. As lightning crackled around Naruto. Naruto? Before that, your father and mother told me that you were having trouble with your lightning abilities. Said Hephaestus. Yes, brother. As Hephaestus smiled, good to know that you consider me as one. Why not? I would. I guess you're right. Well, I have made this for you. An axe. Not just any axe, it's... As Naruto summoned his thunder within it, and the thunder crackled. Stormbreaker. Yes. It can cut through the lightning bolt itself, and lightning. It's very dangerous. But it was made for you by the order of the Zeus himself. I see. Thank you, brother. I will go and retrieve those ingredients you need, brother, said Naruto, looking towards Apollo. Alright. Well, here's the list. And these things look like the golden flower that will bloom into the deepest pits of Tartarus. 1 drop is not enough. You need 10 flowers, 5 each, 5 drops for each of them. And that is when they will be awakened. I get it. And so Naruto arrived into the underworld. As soon as he arrived, he met face to face with Hades, another child of Zeus. Even though he forced me into an oath, I was adopted by them. Adopted? I know my brother had weird fetishes, but this one takes the cake. Adopting a mere mortal child. Who would have thunk? With all due respect, Lord Hades. With all due respect. Are you sure, boy, you are son of Zeus? Uncle, please. I'm begging you. Begging? I need to go to the Tartarus. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to cause any trouble. Are you a fool? You wish to go there where Titans reside. That is the most dangerous path anyone would take. Besides, Zeus left it in his will, from what I have heard, that you were to be the next king. And you have left quite a keen impression on me, my dear boy. I would be quite saddened if you died there. I will take my chances, uncle. I need to save my father and mother. A suicidal quest, but something I would respect. Go on. You have my blessings. And if something happens, do tell, because that is where our dear father resides. For many millennia, I rather have avoided that place, never checking on it once. And so Naruto with Thanatos arrive at the pit's entrance, where howling and screaming was heard. That is the pit's entrance. Be very careful, as Naruto, using the Stormbringer, jumped down. As he landed on his feet, thunder cackling around him, Naruto looked left and right, as suddenly from the shadows two golden eyes, with sand-like things flowing through them, awoken. As suddenly other titans, such as Atlas, as well as Helios and others, Oceanus and the rest were there. Well, well, a godling. What a surprise. What do you want, godling? I'm not here to fight you, titans. Not yet, at least. You think you can take us all on in one go? You certainly are a foolish one if you think that you can. I am not foolish, and I am certainly aware that you are strong. But I am much more stronger, said Naruto as his lightning bristled around himself, as all of the titans crunched and covered in fear because they knew that this godling was strong. As Naruto arrived in front of Kronos, who was tied in different cages because of him being pieced up and sealed there. Mark my words, Kronos, the day you free yourself from here is the day you're gonna meet your maker. You talk big, godling. Nobody can kill me. That is what those titans who faded thought. Those who remained, they are just waiting for the day to come. And the day they meet the blade of my Stormbreaker, said Naruto, will be the day you die and fall. As Naruto walked past by them and entered the deeper pits where Tartarus himself resided on his throne, what are you doing here, mortal? Turn godling. I am here not to cause trouble, but I would need 10 flowers. The golden sunflowers that bloom here in the deepest pits. Those are precious, capable of reviving even a faded titan. Why would I give them to you? I would owe you one. You think I need a favor from you? I am the suffering and pain, the hell itself. I can trap you here and torment you. But you won't. Why wouldn't I? Because if you wanted to, you would have done that already. You're curious, aren't you? Said Naruto. I certainly am. Because a mortal born turned into godling by the will of chaos itself, and by the blood of Zeus and Hera themselves. That is a life worth watching. I will be watching you closely. Take what you need and leave. As Naruto's eyes wide, just like that. No strings attached. Do not test me, godling. I am giving you what you need. Isn't that more than enough? Thank you. A respectful one. Not one I thought from the lineage of Zeus. And after taking the 10 flowers, Naruto was coming out of the pits. As soon as he arrived on the opening with his Stormbreaker, Naruto found something. Son of Poseidon, Percy Jackson, Annabeth Chase, as well as a satyr were there. What are you three doing here? As the three of them looked towards him, a titan broke free. Annabeth! Grover, get behind me! You, stay back! I'm not a titan, Percy Jackson. And it seems you have found my father's lightning bolt, son of Zeus, said Annabeth. Come, this is not a place to be near. This is literal Tartarus. And the three of them froze as their blood ran cold after finding out where they were and where he came out of. And with a snap of his finger, the three of them alongside himself disappeared and arrived on Mount Olympus. As now we see, Percy then said, Where are we? Percy, look around. We're in Mount Olympus. As Naruto then turned towards him, son of Poseidon, you have the lightning bolt. And brother, here are the 10 flowers. You really brought them. As now we see Apollo went and made the required potion to awake them, alongside with Athena, who was currently worriedly glancing back. Do not worry, sister. I'm not gonna harm your daughter. And so, with a blush, she left. As Naruto then looked towards Percy Jackson and the others. I wish to know. Know what? What you found on your quest and how you ended up there. It was the shoes, my lord. The ones that I wore, said Grover. It's my fault. Who gave you those shoes? It was Luke, said Percy, realizing. He gave them to me, so that I could use them. But why would they lead us to the opening of the pits? Because they were enchanted. My lightning sensed and destroyed them. You were being misleaded. But why? This bag was given to us by Ares. I never thought it was the lightning bolt. We only found it once we arrived in Los Angeles. As Naruto looked at the bag, we did not knew this was the sheath of the lightning bolt. No, I did not, my lord. Ares? So what, punk? A little bit of war between the family would have, as Naruto, before he could finish, arrived in front of him with lightning, as his axe was in his hand. Ares also was in his full form. Percy, hide, said Poseidon. As there in the throne room, two gods clashed. For the first time, Ares in his full form, using his spear as well as shield, dashed and charged Naruto, only for Naruto to grab his spear and axe his shoulder, causing his whole arm to fall off. You damn mortal born, you think you're my brother? You're nothing. I should be the new king. I will be the new king, and there will be war. As Naruto, using the Stormbringer, literally tore through his domain of red that he has brought, and then, summoning the biggest lightning he summoned, that smacked on his axe, Naruto threw it at blinding speeds towards Ares, causing him to cut through it, and Ares was the first one to fade. As Naruto then said, I do not celebrate this victory, but I mourn the death of a brother who turned his back on us. As the throne of Ares crumbled, as Naruto took the domains, causing the throne to settle down for the time being. As at that moment, Hera, Zeus, and the others arrived, and they had seen everything. Mother, father, I apologize, but we know, son. We know. I never expected Ares to go this far, just for his thirst for war. Poisoning us? She said, looking towards Zeus, as Zeus looked with a dark expression. I know. Our own son doing this to us, our firstborn. I apologize for doing this. You did what you did. Any king would. The lightning bolt is here, father. As Zeus picked it up and sighed. I, Zeus, king of gods and Mount Olympus, from this day forth, am declaring that I step down from my domains and my role as the king. Naruto, my son, will be the new king of gods. As Apollo and Athena arrived at the time, and everyone bowed, paying respect. As Naruto, they looked up. As he rose his Stormbreaker, as lightning cracked, let it be known that there will be no celebration today. Let it be known there will be no mourning today. Let it be known that it is an end of an old era and the beginning of the new one. As everyone agreed. As after that we see Naruto look towards the three demigods. I will deal with you three in a bit. Sister, said Naruto, looking towards Athena as she arrived. Yes? What is it, my lord? You can call me Naruto. That would be fine. Well, what is it, Naruto? I'm giving you the domains of Ares. You will be the one who will be watching over war, aside from just strategy and war planning now. All hail Athena, the goddess of war, wisdom, as well as of strategy. as everyone celebrated because a spear of Ares, now with a new look and with an owl engraved on it, was now within the hands of Athena alongside the shield. And she had a little bit of blush underneath her helmet that appeared there as well. As two thrones now crumbled and a single throne was created for her. Father and mother, I wish you and Aunt Hestia to reside here as well. As three thrones erupted, and they were now seated there. Now that one thing is done, I wish to speak with the three of you. As Naruto arrived in the camp of blood, as Chiron and everyone was already aware as Dionysus arrived, and Naruto then said, let it be known that any unclaimed child will not be left. They all will be claimed immediately, Chiron. And so all of them were immediately claimed. I am here for one reason and one reason alone. Amongst you is hiding someone who is the one who betrayed us. Betrayed and caused Lord Zeus and my mother, Lady Hera, to be poisoned and in a critical condition, and his lightning bolt was stolen at the order of Ares and someone else. Someone else, my lord. Who do you... It could be him. I visited that place and he was quiet and calculating and watching my moves. As suddenly one of them began to dash until lightning struck. No, Luke! As instead of dying, Luke was shocked. I didn't kill him, Annabeth. But he would get killed if he's found. As now we see, Luke was brought on Mount Olympus, where Hermes was now distressed. Calm, brother. I won't kill your child. Thank you, my lord, but are you sure that he's... I am the one, said Luke, standing up. So what if the Olympus has new in charge? You all destroyed my life and many of ours. I'm gonna destroy this place brick by brick, tear it down. But soon the Titans will rise, even if I am not there to see it. You think I will let that happen? Said Naruto. The gods of Olympus are not that much weakened, my dear boy, and we know how to protect ourselves. As Naruto then looked towards Hermes, control your son. I will not be lenient next time, my brother. Thank you. Thank you very much, but he will be imprisoned in the camp of blood. That is suffice, my lord. That is suffice. As Naruto then turned towards others, and requested a summon from Hades who arrived there. This is a surprise. Usually I'm not welcomed here, yet here I am. As a throne made out of shadows appeared, Uncle. We need to do something. What? The wars of the Titans is on the horizon, said Zeus, as everyone tensed. And Naruto has decided to nip it in its bud before it gets worse. Our own demigods are betraying us. I see. Good to know. When do we begin? And so, the gods taking action because of new enchantment of Naruto were able to not only defeat the Titans and seal them and lock them tightly away, but also destroy all the monsters, all of those who were going to, well, cause them problems, and make sure that Kiaya never awakens, because there was no Titan war, and there was certainly never Kiaya awakening and war with her happening. So, the demigods now claimed were living a peaceful life. Both in Camp Jupiter and in Camp of Blood, it was now announced that Jupiter and Juno have stepped down, and now there was only one new king, Naruto. And the title of Mars was also given to Minerva, the Roman goddess of wisdom. As now we see, something was new brewing in Olympus. While Naruto was reigning as the king and doing what he could do best, diplomatic relations with the underworld as well as with the Atlantis, making sure everything was stable and steady and working efficiently and everything was at calm and peace. Zeus and Hera were deciding on who to choose to marry off to Naruto because a king needs a queen. And now currently they were thinking of, well, three possible choices. Either Artemis, who has shown interest in stealing glances, have been caught stealing glances towards Naruto, and caught by Aphrodite nonetheless. Athena, who has been, well, quite blushing whenever around Naruto, even twirling her hair, something out of character. And then there was Hestia, who has fallen in love for him on the first sight, but never would admit out loud because she was just that kind. And in the end, both of them came to a conclusion. He was their son, so obviously Zeus's blood ran through his veins to make sure that he would never cheat or have demigods, because he was also her son and she didn't want any illegitimate grandchildren. She decided something, summoning the three of them and coming to a conclusion. And then Naruto was told, I'm sorry, what? Yes, son. The three of them will be marrying you. Even their Roman counterparts will be marrying you to make sure the balance is stable. Minerva, Diana, and Vesta, and Hestia, as well as Athena and Artemis will marry you. But are they okay with this decision? And this touched the hearts of the, well, three goddesses, both in their Roman form as well as in Greek, because Naruto asked about their opinion, not his own. Yes, we are. And so, it was announced and shocked that the three virgin goddesses were now going to marry off to Naruto. And when the day of the marriage, when both camps were gathered, and both the Romans as well as Greek counterparts assembled, we see that the fates arrived. And they arrived with a much better gift. The gift of foresight. And it was a domain granted to them, to Naruto, by chaos itself, as a present for becoming the new king of Olympus, as Naruto paid respect to the three of the old ladies who were glad that now they have someone who was respectful and in charge there. And they knew that Olympus was in good hands. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Apollo Chica channel as well. I know there are a lot of loose ends in the story, because what happened to Konoha, Minato, and Kushina, that is in itself a question, and I only thought about it now when I ended the story. Anyways, as you guys know, I don't have much time right now. I will make a redo of this story as I promised Spidey and you guys, and once that happens, we will include Naruto parts. Tell me what you think, Spidey. Should we include Naruto, universe as well? I mean, after he's done saving, he thinks about, hey, where did I come from? And he goes there. This could be a banger movie, now that I think about it. Anyways, I have to make more videos for you guys before I leave. So yeah, this is it for the day. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.